So let's now start with analyzing the poems. I'm going to get you to analyze them. I think I read Daphne and Davis collection of your comments and also my groups. So I kind of know your general views. So where I think you all understand, I'm not going to repeat. I'm not going to repeat the basic ones, which I think you all know. Okay. So basically, this one, let's get somebody to read it, and then I'll ask two of you to answer the question, to analyze the meaning of the second question, and then also the contrast between the first and the second stanzas. Okay, how the two are in contrast. Okay, how about Patricia, right? Could you read it for us? Okay, and then Weber answer the two questions.
What are days for? Days are where we live. They come, they wake us, time and time over. They are to be happy in. Where can we live but days? So solving the question brings the priest and the doctor in their running coats running over the fields.
Okay, Weber. So I think the first question is simple, right? But how about the second question? And also don't forget that the question is asked as the second part of the whole sentence. They are to be happy in, colon, where can we live but days? Why does the speaker ask this question?
Well, we have. Well, for me, from my understanding, I think we have 24 hours in a day. And this is the amount of time that we have to do the things that we want. And
so it means that days are where we have our whole existence. And that means 24 hours a day. No more, no less.
It's like a meter. It is like a meter of how we that we use to measure our life with.
So, in other words, life itself can be a flow, but we use days, hours, minutes to measure it.
Yeah, because that's what consists our whole being.
Okay. So in other words, for you, existence means daily existence.
Yeah.
And it means 24-hour existence.
This, for me, this is a bit abstract. The author sort of brought the word day to existence.
You mean the author brings the word days to existence?
Like,
to make us aware of days.
It seems that the common word day comes alive in this poem.
Okay. Good.
Day is just, it's really a common word, and different people, they do different things, and we all have different objectives that we are trying to reach. So we all live for different things. That's the main point. But
and we sometimes ignore the fact that we live in days.
Yeah, and the fact that we have 24 hours in a day. That's how much time we have. So some people, they just while away their time, and some people, they pursue it with tremendous zeal. So I think the author is trying to pinpoint that out.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. Like some people sleep till the middle of the day to get up.
Yeah.
Okay. So different people have different ways of spending their days. Yeah. How do you contrast the first and the second stanza in terms of form?
Well, the first stanza is of course much longer than the second stanza.
Not much longer.
Yeah, just a little bit.
One line longer.
I think the second stanza revolves around the first sentence, solving that question. Which I think is the last sentence of the first stanza. Where can we live with days? As I said before, that was my interpretation of this poem. So,
Okay. So in a way, this is a major anchor of the poem or turning point. So the second stanza is a response to the first stanza. It's hard to say which is longer. We can say that the first stanza has more lines, but the second stanza, the sentence itself is longer than the first one. It is a complete sentence with no pause. But the first stanza is more rhythmic. They come, they wake us, they time and time over. Okay, it's more rhythmic. And then there are pauses, and the lines are shorter. Okay, so I think the contrast can be made sense of. There can be meanings produced with the contrast. Like maybe the first stanza reflecting our daily existence, the rhythm of our daily existence, while the second stanza goes further to ask about maybe a more metaphysical or ontological question of our existence. Yeah. Okay. Let's move on. This is one. Does anyone of you who did it? I got it from Daphne's notes, but she didn't give the name. This is a good interpretation, so you can own up if it was written by you. So who wrote it? Oh, Jane. Okay, good. So yeah, I think Jane was very sensitive to the implication of priests and doctors. Okay, and here she said that the answer to the of the second question makes a contrast between that of the first one, because the speaker depicts a scene full of priests and doctors running across the fields, and that might suggest death. By saying that priests and doctors are associated with death or birth and death, it could mean that usually at the moment of death, when religious people need priests and non-religious people need doctors. Everyone needs a doctor, to prove that they are to determine whether they will die or not, or to prove that they are dead. Okay, and then religious people need priests. Okay, so priests and doctors can be the authorities judging or evaluating or supporting the different aspects of our lives. One is a physical aspect and the other is a spiritual aspect. So whether priests and doctors are associated with life or with death or with both, I believe is open to interpretation. You can have your own interpretation. And here Jane thinks of death. And then she said that the answer is trying to say that apart from days, we live in death. So that's a very different interpretation from Weber's or many of yours. Many of you just think that, oh, this is an optimistic poem, asking us to cherish life and live life to the fullest. And maybe I also had that interpretation too. But I also sense the hesitation, a bit of the hesitation and unresolvedness, 就是没有解决的, the tone of the unresolved in the second stanza. And then Jane thinks that the tone here becomes passive and realistic. Okay, so I think these are the different interpretations. Whichever way you interpret it, make sure that you pay attention to how the lines, the words, and the form support the meanings of the poem. Okay? Okay, yeah, so this is another poem by Felix Chong in response to Philip Larkin's Days. Let me just quickly read it. And ask you to give examples of the first and the two stanzas. Okay, I'll get 2 cans. Okay, Ken Chen and Ken Lee. Okay. Maybe Ken Chen, the first stanza. Okay, I'll explain what it means, and then you give me examples. And Ken Lee, the second stanza. Okay. What are days? They are dumb routines of work and play, quietly trapping us between dawn and dusk. Okay, so here, in Philip Larkin's poem, days come and get us. Yeah, they wake us. You know, it seems that for Philip Larkin, days are something happy, something welcoming. Okay, but Philip Chong here thinks of days as the things that trap us between dawn and dusk. You know, so we cannot get away from days. Okay, and then the second stanza is even more pessimistic. What are days for? They are for nights to rest before unleashing the dark from unknown places in the heart. So in other words, days are where we don't think of the dark matters. Okay, at night we think of dark matters, our secrets, our desires, our evil thoughts, or evils. No, evil people cannot come out on the street, etc., etc. Okay, so days are for nights to rest. So it's a kind of reprieve or release from nights where there are dangers and or just the dark. You know, the abstract thing, the dark. Okay, where do days go? They go the way of spent happiness and unwanted grief. Overall, the poem is sadder, but I think the third stanza is worth dwelling on, because I think that there is a pattern here of spent happiness and unwanted grief trailing the wake of a sullen breeze. And what that means, 你可以说哈，这边就是每一天你经历的都是一些用完的快乐和你不想要的悲哀。好，悲哀是你不想要的，快乐是你用完的。好，可是这些东西，这些 moment 过去之后，会有一个 wake of a solemn breeze， 会有一个好像 reflection moment of reflection。你在那个 solemn breeze 中间，你会想说那些 happiness 或是 grief， 它们的意义是什么？好，就等于说你的人生里面虽然是有 routine， 虽然是有short happiness and unwanted grief， 可是你还是有一个 release 的时间。有一个休息的时间，然后这个休息时间是可以做 reflection. So that's all what it means, the third stanza, okay? What do days mean? Answering this question sends the poet to his pen and raises the prophet to his feet, both scurrying to their graves across the field, armed with words and gauze. So here with the use of the words scurrying and 匆匆忙忙地跑, armed with words and gauze. The poem, the description is even more pessimistic, more negative, because it seems that in Philip Larkin's poem, he only says that doctors and priests, you know, they run across the field to look for answers. You know, but here they run hurriedly, 匆匆忙忙的, and also they try to use their own words and gauze as weapon, as armory, for protection. You know, so the words and gauze are not answers. They don't seem to have answers. Okay, and here instead of using doctors and priests, the poet Philip Chong uses poet and prophet. You know, poet using his pen, prophet starting to act, standing to his feet, starting to act. Okay. Okay, so yeah, Ken Chen first. Yeah. So yeah, what I'm asking is, do you agree with him? Yes or no? Give your reasons. You know, do you agree that days are dumb routine to trap us?
I think my answer is yes, because just like every day I walk to classes and go back to my place. It's just a routine of work and play quietly trapping me.
Okay. Okay. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay. I guess when you don't enjoy doing what you are doing, you feel that you are trapped. Yeah. But then, whether you enjoy or not, I guess it can still depends on you. This is like me going to different meetings. Sometimes I also don't enjoy them, but I still do. Yeah. And I don't think that I'm trapped because, in those meetings I can still be observant. I can still see different phenomena and try to analyze them. Yeah. Okay. Okay. The other Ken, how about the second one? Day and night, night being the space of darkness.
Yeah, this is the truth. It is days for night to rest. It's like we have to sleep.
Wait, but it's different. Days are for night to rest. It means that night is a bit like personified, right? In Philip Larkin's days, days are personified. So they go to us and wake us up. And here, night seems to be a person that needs some rest before it attacks us. Okay, so if night is awake at night or is alive and active at night, then we are not at rest. Right? We are haunted by whatever is released by night. So you agree?
Because the first stanza I say, the dump routine and the work and play. So which means he felt exhausted, feel bored about his life. So he can take a rest in the night.
But still, I think you are talking about people.
Yeah.
People taking a rest. But here, nice to rest is a nice taking a rest, but not people. 不是人在休息，是夜网在休息。他夜网被那个拟人化。So you agree? I think basically the question is also like asking whether you think that we human beings, if we don't want to be personal, we just say that whether we think that we can be restless at night. Either feeling afraid, if we walk on the street at night, or being haunted by nightmares, or feeling really isolated, having a lot of dialogue with ourselves and with some secret desires, etc. So do you think that at night we tend to release our the desires or the sense of we tend to feel more lonely than during the day?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. I won't ask you why, but I think that this is just one perspective. Again, like what the way I respond to Ken, the other Ken, I think that what Philip Chong wanted to do is to go deeper, to explore more meanings. And I don't think that he wants to show this as the only possibility. That we only have evil nights. We only have nights in which we are restless. Sometimes like after the semester is over and then you are relaxed and you are back home, you can have a really good night's sleep, and you can feel all contented. So the night will not be the kind of evil night which is personified here. Okay, so I want to believe that it's not so bad as the way he puts it here.